I wouldn't be pulling my winter tires off yet. I think we're all kind of accustomed to our Alberta spring snowstorms and whatnot. My general rule of thumb is you're going to want to put your winter tires on before Halloween, and you're going to leave them on until sometime around Easter. Your average winter tire, depending on the consumer, the load, how much they're driving, you're going to get anywhere from 2 to 5 winters out of a set of winter tires. Seated inside the tread of the tire, on top of the casing, there's an actual rubber bump that runs right across the tires. It's called a wear indicator, and it actually, when the tire gets down to 3/32 of an inch, that's when that wear indicator becomes flush with the tread. So that's one way that someone could look at home. Another way is a simple tire tread depth gauge. It's simple that we just put her into the tire, measure the tread depth, read the gauge, find out how many 32nds of an inch are left in the tire. Improper tire pressures. If you've got too low a tire pressure, you're going to increase the vehicle's resistance to roll. If it's harder to get the vehicle to roll, the engine's going to have to work harder, you're going to burn more fuel. There's going to be wear and tear on these electrical components no matter what time of year. It's the temperature extremes that are particularly harsh on everything. So the cold of winter is going to be real hard on your battery, real hard on your starter, all the electrical components, actually most of the components on the vehicle. Temperatures like we're seeing right now here in the middle of March, not so much harm being done to everything, but as we start rolling into summer and the heat season, it's the extreme. So once we start seeing 30 degrees Celsius days on a regular basis, all that heat buildup and whatnot, that also damages just as much as the cold. So as you get ready for winter, back last fall, everybody made sure their batteries and their block heaters and their coolant and everything was right up to par, because we don't want to have a breakdown or a problem in the winter. That's the worst time for it to happen. Equally as much, we don't want to have that happen in the summer, because usually you're on holidays going somewhere. Your fluids, I mean, obviously we want to make sure before winter starts, coolant is always the one that's on everybody's top of mind. You're going to want to make sure it's got a good mixture of glycol in it and that it is good to -40. Once we start rolling into this time of year, there's not really a lot that you need to be overly worried about. If you maintain your vehicle properly and you follow your manufacturer's recommended maintenance schedule for severe duty, because we are the severe duty here in Canada, if you follow your maintenance guide and replace your fluids, exchange your fluids when you are required by your mileage and whatnot, you really don't have anything too much to worry about. Things like ball joints, tie rod ends, all of the linkage that's in your steering and suspension, those things take a beating. You got to understand, you got a 3,500 to 5,500 pound vehicle riding on these things, and you're hitting the bumps at 30 below with them. They take a lot of damage over the winter months, especially when it's really cold and when it's really rutted. We want to check and test the wear and measure the wear on all of these components to find out where they're all at. A little bit of wear in most cases is fine, but if you get to the point where it's exceeded the manufacturer's specifications, you're going to want to get that stuff replaced, because all that's going to translate is into tire wear, because your alignment is actually held in place by these components. If these components are allowed to move, it actually brings your alignment out of specifications, increases tire wear, creates wandering situations on the highway and even in town. So these are things that are safety related that you're going to want to stay on top of.